Hermosa Beach welcomed Culture Club South Bay to the community, and I was there with my podcast. I even hosted a live auction. Local politicians were there, old-time surfers. What a great night at the museum. Well, this is Boyd the Broker. You know, I suffered a major stroke in 2021, but now I've become an example of what can be accomplished with dedication, family, and above all, hope. I'm willing to discuss anything so that others will find inspiration to recover as well as I have. And we're back on iHeartRadio. It's Boyd the Broker podcast, real estate, wealth, and wellness. I got a feeling you're in the wealth category. This is Wayne from the Hilt. Tell me all about the Hilt. This is cool stuff.
The wealth category. So
I chose that for you. If you're going to get chosen for one category, that's not too bad, right?
It's not too bad. Well, the wealth of life. How about that, Boyd?
There we go. Which brings in the wellness, which brings in the real estate.
Brings in all things. So yeah, I get to be down here this evening representing our three brands from Santa Barbara, Honata, the Hilt, and the Pairing. So we have two estate properties up in Santa Barbara, and it's a pleasure to be down here in Hermosa Beach representing the wines. It's
really cool seeing, there's a lot of people out here for Culture Club South Bay, isn't there? And you know, I came back from a stroke actually, and there was somebody associated with Allison that got me back in the water. And so without tooting my own horn, I know exactly what these kids are going through. You know, this whole organization is about these kids coming in and feeling like they're included, learning leadership, learning different things. Even as adults, we can learn about that, can't we?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of the things that I was also brought in by folks that were friends with Allison. And, you know, I was also fortunate to grow up around beaches my whole life in Ventura, up in Santa Barbara now. My family was originally from Hermosa Beach back in the day. And you realize pretty quickly that even though the beach is for everybody, they're not necessarily accessible for everybody. So I think the work that Culture Club SB is doing is really important work.
And tell us about the wine business. That's something I know nothing about it. I'm type 1 diabetic, and I haven't I drank alcohol in, 30, 40 years. But tell us about the wine business.
You know, we're here in Los Angeles. We're privileged to have a couple great wine regions right in the backyard. To the south, we have Temecula, and of course, where I'm from up in Santa Barbara, just 2 hours to the north. And we really are making some of the best wines in the world, what we could really call is world-class wines. And, you know, I think about beach communities, and I think about people that appreciate simple things, sitting at the beach with some friends, enjoying the waves, surfing, whatever the case is. And I think when wine's at its best, that's what it is. We sometimes complicate it with all these fancy things, but wine's about bringing people together and having a moment together.
With a good steak, are you supposed to have red wine or white wine?
Oh man,
wow, that was
if you want me to light the room on fire, you know, I think we put a lot of rules that we don't need to put on wine. So for example, I'm pouring our 2022 Hilt Estate Chardonnay. That wine is all acid, all minerality. So you think about a good taco, right? And you squirt that lime juice on top. You can do the same thing with a steak. So a well-made, high acid, high minerality Chardonnay will work brilliantly with a steak. Red wine's great too, don't get me wrong, but we don't need to put so many boxes on wine that we do.
Yeah, I thought it was a faux pas. I thought you were going to be like, oh, I can tell you haven't drank wine in 50 years because everybody knows you have red wine with steak. What's your problem?
It's changing. You know, the faux pas. I mean, some of the things I've seen in my days doing this are wild, but we need to make wine simpler, and we need to make it more approachable. And it's a beverage. It tastes good. It pairs with food. It pairs with life. That's what we should love about it.
That's cool. Wayne, the Hilt. I'm Boyd the Broker podcast on iHeartRadio, real estate, wealth, and wellness.
Cheers.
I'm Boyd the Broker. I appreciate you tuning into my podcast. I live in the real world. Where do you live?